here we are at the Clubhouse at Greenacres Golf Centre with Robin McKibbin, who's just here. So hello, Robin.
Hello, morning.
Robin very kindly gave us a prize for the golf podcast giveaway, and here's our winner, Johnny.
Good morning, folks.
With his son, Scott. So we're here. We're going to get one of the prizes was a wedge fitting with Robin here at the Clubhouse. So this is the day. Today's the day. It's probably about 5 months since you won it.
Last October.
Last October. So no better time than coming up to the new season to get a wedge fitting done. Wedge fitting's slightly different from normal club fitting. So Robin's going to explain everything that goes on today, and we'll try not to trip over our own cables. So what's the first thing we're going to do today?
First thing we're going to look at, we're going to get Johnny to hit a 7-iron here, and that's really just for me to get a kind of shaft profile, see how he swings it, get a swing speed, and see then if his current 7-iron's possibly right for him, might be slightly strong, might be slightly weak for him, and then I will try to transfer that shaft profile over into his wedge. So the first thing is to get him to hit a few 7-irons, hit a few shots here with the 7-iron, see what the numbers are like, and then that will be the kind of starting point. We'll take it from there.
Okay, Johnny.
I'm just going to first of all grab a few measurements of Johnny as well here. So you're 5'11", Johnny. Just if you stand for me, hands down by your side. If you could just pull one of your sleeves up there, I can see just the crease in your wrist. And just down hands by your side there. Let's get a wee quick measurement. Look at there. So you're 34.5 inches from wrist to floor. And then, Martin, I'm going to have to go in here to consult my chart, but on that, no one would have been doing with this. You're probably not a kick in the ass away from. We're getting you should be standard length, but again, that's only a starting point. We'll see how you hit some shots here. If you do catch a few heavy, catch a few thin, some of it'll hail, title the toe down the side on length, but my initial chart's telling me you're standard. So, it's your 7-iron. Okay, triangle of balls there, Johnny. The target at the minute is the net, just out in the middle of the range. There's only a target reference point for TrackMan. Just get you to use those balls there. At the minute we use Strixon 2-piece range balls here at the Clubhouse, and along with TrackMan, we have got TrackMan well programmed that these. Will convert to what would be a premium ball, so Pro V1, a Strixon Z Star, Callaway Chrome Soft. So the numbers that come off these and the spin numbers compare
normalised to a premium ball.
Normalised to a premium ball, so they're very good. John, do me a favour there and just grip down ever so. Just probably see to the end of the end cap on your.
Back up or down?
Yeah. Back up. If you go just below, just under there, I want you to take about 1/4 of an inch off. Okay, better. Strike was better. It wasn't heavy. Right. Wasn't the direction you wanted to go in, mind you, but it was.
What do you call it? Dreaded shank.
A bit better there. A bit better ball speed off that. Smash factor was better, so there's better connection. You see the resultant distance, probably another 10-15 yards longer than what your other ones, the best ones you'd hit so far. Your swing speed here at the minute, your club head speed is 83 miles an hour. I'm looking at your shafts that are in your current set are True Temper Dynamic Gold XPs, R300s, regular flex. Your swing speed to me at the minute would indicate kind of a stiffer flex.
Right. Yeah.
So, again, we want to get the shaft right in your wedges because Cleveland are very good, and from their range they offer a good range of shafts and grips at no additional charge on their shafts and grips. So they have a good option there for fitting. So we want to get the shaft right. So I'm going to actually go and I'm going to try a couple of different shafts here in a Strixon 6-iron.
Okay.
Literally just to. Get the shaft profile because we can use Strixon shafts. Cleveland are all the same company and all their shafts cross over. So we're just looking here at a nip-on Modus Tour 105 stiff. So again, just grip down for me that same kind of distance you were before. Speeds, especially he's getting faster. Albeit now that's a 6 iron, goes to your 7, but it's. Yeah. Actually, want to change shaft. I'm going to try another shaft there as well. Too. Johnny, go a wee hair heavier.
What shaft tisking in now then?
Going to go into a 120, Morris.
Okay.
Just a wee hair heavier. Yeah. He certainly has the club head speed there. For club head speed, 87 miles an hour. I'm just going to go a wee hair heavier, and it'll do no harm actually. I think a little bit heavier in the wedges. There's a few different theories. Different players. Some players, the majority of players will play the same shaft right through their iron set into their wedges. Some, for example, then won't. Some will go slightly lighter, or some will go even slightly heavier. Rory, for example, plays Project X 7.0s, really stiff in his irons, but will play a 6.5, which is like extra stiff. 7.0s, like tour extra stiff. He went down to a 6.5 on his wedges. I've just seen Poulter the other day has went the other direction. He's using Project X LZ 6.5s on his irons and 7.0 on his wedges, so he's really firm in his wedges. But again, some of it's down to a feel thing. Might want to feel it a wee bit heavier. The swing weight the wedges slightly differently as well. Again, they make him a wee tad more head heavy, so as you can actually feel where the head is. Because again, these are your scoring clubs, so you want to feel and be able to deliver that head back square. You want to be able to feel where the head is. So again, this will make them slightly, swing weight will be slightly heavier than what your irons would be as well. Again, just grip down that wee smidgen for me. Yeah, that looks good there. Yeah. We're trying to turn shaft, trying to get the shaft profile just correct. That's not a million miles away at the minute. So certainly the swing speed there at 88 and a half miles an hour.
Yeah.
At that speed, we're not too far away from X flex, but I don't think it's quite there. It would just make things too difficult and wouldn't be workable enough for Johnny. And a wee bit of made him too stiff, then there wouldn't be enough real forgiveness there. I just want to stick a wee bit of face tape on this just to see exactly where we're hitting this in the face.
Certainly that last shaft felt a wee bit better, more.
The last shaft. Okay. Yeah. It's maybe it's probably not far away from the weight that you're already in, so it probably feels comfortable. But again, a lot of fittings are down to getting that feedback from the player of what they like and what you feel as well, and if we can marry it into what the numbers are, then yeah, better. Hit me two more just. Get a look on the tape and see. Yeah, you're kind of wee bit towards the heel. Give us one more, just Johnny there, and we'll. Good strike there.
See what the tip says.
Yeah, roughly in the same spot again. So we're just a wee hair towards the heel. Going to go back to the shaft that you like. A little bit centre, but a little bit high in the face.
Oh, is this a different length of shaft? Or?
No, it's the same length again. Marsh just went back that's slightly lighter, went back to the 105 gram.
Okay.
John just felt a little bit more comfortable on that. But it's stiff flex. Still high in the face there.
No, it's doing that now.
Just grip down another wee hair. It could be.
Catching it slightly on the way up.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Still catching it a little bit.
Yeah.
High. I'm going to flatten the lie off a wee smidgen as well. I'll just put another head on.
And is the lie different on this?
Yeah, it's a little bit flatter.
Okay. What, 1 or 2 degrees? Or?
It's 2 degrees. The fitting heads kind of come, generally standard lie, 2 degrees up, 2 degrees flat. And we can kind of work it from there. I'm not going to put a bit of tape on this, just let you hit a couple there with that before we stick any tape on. Based on what I've seen there lengthwise, I'm going to probably get these built a 1/4 inch short.
Right, okay.
You are just looking at your going by the when we've done the wrist to floor measurement and your overall height. I say the chart, which is only I use as a starting point because you don't know until people start to swing, because your posture could be very bent over, which then something shorter.
Yeah.
Or you dip into your shot, or you rise up out of it sometimes, so that there's where the length issues can come. So the chart, going by that chart's not, but it's a starting point. You always use it as a kind of starting reference point, and then go see how the swing goes. See what we're seeing coming from the shot, seeing the shot shape, seeing from where you're hitting it in the face, are you hitting it heavy, you hitting it thin, you hitting it in the heel, hitting it in the toe. So all those things then come into play during the fitting to determine length. So I've got length. I'm going to go 1/4 inch short because you're way more comfortable just gripping down that bit. The shots were a lot better. They were a lot more of a centre strike on the tape. Plus, you weren't hitting as many, just as heavy.
Yeah, it felt a whole lot
more
comfortable, so it did.
So that's what we've got the shaft sorted out. So we'll just move on and take Johnny's pitching wedge out here, and we're going to get a measurement on our loft and lie machine to see what the loft of it is. I suspect it's probably at around 45 degrees. It's 44 degrees actually. So that's determined, depending on what we're going to do here, that would be trying to determine the gapping now, what we'll be using. So we chatted earlier on, obviously you've won the prize, which was two wedges. So how then we fill the gap in your bag to what you currently have. So right now you've got your Mizuno gap wedge. So you've got your pitching wedge at 44. I'm going to guess this should be about 49 or 48, sorry. For the gap.
This is one of the set. This
is one of Johnny's set.
Okay, yeah.
So we've got his gap wedge, and you like this wedge?
I do.
You do?
That gap wedge. Yeah.
So it is 49 degrees. So then we're looking at something coming in 52 is going to give us a 3 degree gap. 53 would be ideal for the next wedge for the gap, but of course we can't get a 53 degree wedge.
What do you have after your gap wedge, Tommy?
56.
So you're going gap in the 56. So you have
56, and then that's what's that be, 60?
You have a 60.
Yeah.
You said earlier on you like your 60.
I like my 60.
But you think you want maybe a new 60?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm thinking here to try and get in the gap, if we go, your gap wedge is 49, that jump to 56 then is 7 degrees. Possibly a little bit too much. So I would nearly do a 54 and we can bend it if we have to 53. And then do a 58. And either keep the 58, 50 to 50 is 5 degrees, we can work it. It depends what you use your 58 for. Do you use it for full shots? Or do you use your 60 for full shots? Or just footery wee round the greens?
Full shots.
You would use it for full shots?
Full shots, yeah.
Okay. Now maybe you have the 58 bent to 57. Or keep it at 58. See how you play with it. If you need to bend it, bring it back and we'll bend it a degree. If the gaps just aren't right. But again, it gets to this point when it gets very personal. It's what do you use it for? If you do use it for full shots, but 5 degrees, we live with 5 degrees, so we can.
And it's only 2 degrees away from your 60, so it shouldn't make a whole lot of difference.
No, and it might be better than keeping the 58 at 58 if you like your 60.
Yeah.
So as we're not bending at the 57 and then you're 3 degrees away from your 60, but still with 57, 58 degrees, you can get the face opened up. You can manipulate it, as long as you can manipulate that to do. If you want to hit flop shots with it, you want to clear a bunker out along rough, bunker shots, deep bunker shots, whatever you want to do. So that's we've got our kind of profile. So we've got him here, so we've got a shaft Now we're going to go modus, nip 1 modus 105 stiff in the wedges. We're going to go 54 and a 58, and possibly bend the 54 to 53 to get the gap, to get the gap in right between your gap wedge and that, so you haven't got a massive gap.
So in his bag, then he'll have a 44 pitching wedge. Is that right? 44
pitching wedge, 49 gap
wedge, up to 54 additional
wedge,
and then your 58.
Your 58.
And then the 54 will come down 1 degree.
Yeah. So I'm just going to look now. So you play most of your golf Banbridge?
Banbridge, yep.
Okay, parkland course, soft. That's this time of the year.
Very soft.
Again, so we're thinking a bounce. So I'm just having a quick look at your, I'm going to overall and see what your attack angle, your minus 5.1 attack angle. There's the angle you come in at impact. So you are quite steep. And so we don't want to be giving you low bounce because it's just going to dig into the ground. So bounce on a wedge is basically this angle here. And if I'll kind of demonstrate on the putting green surface here. I'm going to nip the cup. So a low bounce wedge will have the leading edge of the wedge sitting quite flush with the turf. Mid bounce is going to be a little bit more, you're going to have a little bit more that leading edge exposed. High bounce, then the leading edge is going to be a little bit more exposed. So for you, we don't want your low bounce because your say 5.1 there is quite steep, and you're going to you'll just dig in. So the club, the fact you'll dig. Don't want you to do that. So you're in between medium bounce and high bounce. So I'm going to get you to hit me a few with this way. Here's a Cleveland 56 degree mid bounce wedge. Yeah, hit a few with that for me. Just again off the mat.
Johnny, did you say you had a 56 in the bag?
Yeah.
And what's your distance for your 56?
56 would it be in around 80, 90 yards.
Okay.
You carrying that 56 there, 101 yards.
101, you're up to
12,000 spin on that. You know, that's performing really well. That's great spin numbers. And 101 yards carry. Which would be what I'd expect. With your swing speed, I'd expect to see that.
Uh-huh.
That would be expected at a 56 degree wedge. You see you carrying at 100 yards. So it would. So.
Hitting the gap, we'll carry about 110.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just, we're going to get the lie angle sorted out. So I'm going to get you to head off this board, Johnny. Put our little sticker on the bottom here. Just swing away, Johnny. Don't be worried about hitting the board. Just head away at it. I need you to strike the board so as we can get a.
Yep.
There we go.
Now what are you looking for?
And you can see here, so it's indicating here that
towards the toe.
It's towards the toe. So what it's telling us we need to go more upright. So we actually need to go more upright. So I'm actually going to 2 degrees. So I'm going to actually bend this.
Okay.
Now 2 degrees upright for you. Because also, unfortunately, the wedges don't come on fitting heads like the irons do.
So you actually got to physically bend.
So I'm going to physically bend it and then get you to try it again. Just so as we're. So at the minute that's measuring. This was flattened before. So
there's a knock at your door there. Come on in, young man. Did you get warmed up? What? You get warmed up a bit? So it's no more technical than that. You put a big lump of
put a big lump of bar on it,
and a big wrench on it, and you tug away till it comes down 2 degrees.
My hands are getting that cold and hard to feel the tape.
I know it's cold. Isn't it? People don't appreciate the sacrifice that we're going through this morning.
You want to go to Spain or somewhere? Go out in Spain?
I know, yeah. Again, just your normal, regular shot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. That's a bit more centred.
Right in the centre.
Exactly, yeah.
So we are. So, yeah.
So what is that loft angle now?
So that
angle?
lie angle is now 64 degrees.
Okay.
That wedge had been bent before to 62, so it was flat. So it's back to at standard lie.
So 64 standard lie for that wedge.
Yeah, for that wedge, yeah. So we're going to go 64 degrees. So we know we're your standard lie. We're going to go the half-inch short.
And stiff.
105 grams stiff flex shaft. Now, we can go outdoors and hit some off the turf here, if you so wish.
Up to you. No, I'm
easy.
Yep.
If you...
Well, might not just go up the top of the range here. Okay. I suppose we're going on with a par 3. It might get a bit wet out there. So we will
be back shortly. Okay, so here we are outside on the short game area in about a wind chill of about -5, would you say?
At least.
And were you in Florida last week with Tom?
Spain
last week with Tom, where it was probably about 15 degrees.
It was lovely, yes.
Yes, it's a bit different here today.
It's absolutely freezing, but you got to do what you got to do.
So who exactly was it who decided to have their club fitting in the middle of winter? It was Johnny!
Thank you, Johnny.
Yes, thank you for that. You need to go inside. It's freezing.
What we're doing here, we talked in the bay there with Johnny about bounce, about the bounce and what we're going to use for bounce for him. So he was hitting the wedges there about 6 degrees, -6 degrees attack angle. So you're quite steep with your attack angle. So we want to try and marry that up. We don't want you digging into the ground too much.
And this will determine in the bounce.
And we'll see the bounce from here. But I'm thinking your mid bounce at least. Might even go to high bounce. So well, but I'm going to get you ahead of you here. What we're going to do is just look at the divot pattern, see how much of a divot you take really, and we'll determine from there what we'll do, whether we'll go for mid bounce or whether we'll go for high bounce. So when you're ready, you swing away, Johnny. Oh.
So the lower the bounce, the more the dig, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, and again. We're trying to watch where the divot starts. Ball first, then divot hopefully, and then watch the pattern.
Yeah, just to see how much divot he takes. And you can see the ground's very soft today. I want to kind of bear that in mind too, that the ground is really soft. So, you know, ideally in another couple of months, fingers crossed, it's just not as soft.
Mm-hmm. Strike.
Yeah. And this has one more, but from that they're not.
First one obviously a bit of a
duff,
but the other two.
They're fine. They're not. You're not taking out what I'd call cow's tongue. You're taking a divot.
Yeah, and it's relatively even and shallow. Yeah.
Yeah. No, with that I'm happy. Mid bounce all day long. I think if we go high bounce, there's a likelihood that you might thin it. There'll be too much leading edge exposed. Right, if we go low bounce, so I've got a low bounce one here actually, so I'm going to get you to hit the low bounce, and we'll see. But I think it will just be too much. Oh, you picked that one off there, nice.
Yeah, nice. And what would be the benefit of the low bounce over the mid bounce, other than it's potentially not going to dig in?
The low bounce is not. If there's too little bounce on it, it can dig in. It can dig in too much. But seen from that one, that wasn't a bad one. It would mean, I mean, do you play any links golf at all?
Not very much.
Johnny,
Not
so
very much, no.
it would have its advantage going to a links course then, because obviously the leading edge is going to be sitting nicer,
Flush, yeah.
more flush to the turf, and you're going to eliminate that thin shot you might get with higher bounce on a links course.
And does more bounce help it get up in the air a bit better?
No. It's more turf interaction.
Okay.
It's really turf interaction. You would see you see a lot of tour players going to play a links course, and they come to the Open, they start changing bounce. They go something lower than what they play.
Yeah.
If they're playing predominantly the European Tour and yes, the PGA Tour, they're in that thicker, gnarlier Bermuda grass. You want higher bounce again for that. Because lower bounce than that, the club just snags. So
Sweet.
We're picking them off now. Just go back that one for me, Johnny, please.
Before his hands stop working
I know,
altogether.
I think mine has
Zero
stopped.
feel. Let's do that in that one.
We went from a seat to nothing.
Yep.
I'm gonna stick with mid bounce.
Mid?
Yeah, just to be on the safe side. I mean, don't want to go low, and then
Exactly.
it digs too much for you. And if you do ever go play links, then we'll stick with mid bounce. So that's basically
outside.
that's basically us outside.
Good. So we're back indoors with it literally is that cold. We're not making this up. That is one of the coldest days I've felt this winter. The wind is wild. Johnny's here getting his hands warmed up.
It's as cold as Antarctica.
It's as cold as Antarctica,
It
right,
is.
young man? So you've seen everything you need to see, Robin. So what's the next stage?
Well,
then?
what we're going to do now is just get a grip for Johnny. Get him grip of his choice for the club.
For the club, okay.
And if I'll just go and grab my list of grips. We'll come back. We'll come back in so that I can just show Johnny then what's available.
Okay. So this is the actual grip. Do you have a preference, Johnny, or do you just use whatever?
Not really.
So we're going. Well,
56. I don't like the grip in that 56 and a half.
do you not?
No, whatever. I think it's a green golf pride.
Right. Okay. So basically here, Strixon do the whole range of grips. Strixon Cleveland do the whole range of grips for their clubs. I say they don't upcharge for them too. So we'll have them here. We have most of them replicated up on our grip wall here. So you can actually pull them down, try them for size, see what you like.
But you didn't realise you could do that.
And then the next important thing too is getting the grip size correct too. So we'll want to make sure you've got the correct size. So I mean, anything on the wall there that tickles your fancy that you see.
And what's the
replicated
difference?
here.
What's the difference, Robin? Is it thickness? Is it texture? Is it colour? Obviously, colour. Yeah.
Thickness and texture. And again, a lot of it comes down to personal. I think it's a personal thing. Your grip, what you like the feel of, what you maybe played with for years. There's grips there that are corded. So the likes of your golf pride. Here, Tour Velvet is a mixture, a rubber compound mixture along with cord in it too, and then that's just for grip and what you like the grip and what you like the feel of.
Yeah. And then
There's other ones here for
a bit
the
smoother
cope with moisture. Here's a real corded grip. They work really well in the rain. If they're wet, you can literally run a towel over them,
All right,
and
yeah.
they become really dry again. So they're very good in the wet. Down to your kind of standard kind of tour velvet, give more rubber compound, softer feel to it, some people just don't like the cord in them. Sometimes the cord can affect people's hands as well. You know, their hands become quite dry. I've noticed with cord, it just works on their hands, not too great. So you know, it's down to it's a personal feel thing for your grip, what you like to hold on. Then we're looking at size, whether you're standard.
Most people, I presume, are standard. Yes.
Most are. But then you have big hands. So what we're looking for in the grip too is that you're if the grip's too small, and I have quite small hands, so if the grip's too small, then where your fingers are starting to come, if your fingers starting to overlap, and you can grip the grip too tight, and then you start putting tension into your forearm, and we don't want that either. We want you to have your grips. When you grip the club, it's relaxed. You know, it's they talk about that feel you should have in your golf club and pressure. You know, if you go from 1 to 10, you're gripping the golf club about 5. You know, so if you're starting to grip it too tight, then all this tension builds up, and that's what we don't want.
Right, Johnny, get touchy feely there, and
Where do you start?
So we'll start.
I'll tell you what.
yeah, get yours, and then yeah. Hello, Evan. Wave to everybody. That's my son.
So you don't like that feel there? Okay. And that's been some variation of a multi-compound. That's very similar to that, the multi-compound. So you say you don't like the feel of that?
Is it just that it's getting worn, or?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Sort of up here's a different.
It is, yeah. So that's a rubber compound in the bottom, and then they have the corded piece on the top.
And
so,
which do you prefer, the top or the bottom?
I more prefer the bottom.
The bottom.
Bottom, some more rubber compound.
A lot of them, you're in the there's Golf Pride's Tour Velvet.
Yeah. There's all right.
That feels okay. Or we can go, you know, Mars likes these nice purple ones.
I have those. I have those in my driver and Freewood.
Lampkins, again, there's Lampkin, that's bright blue, but they come in various colours.
Is that a thicker one than that?
It shouldn't be. Should both be standard.
What football team do you support?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. We need a red lambkin then. There you go. Exactly the same, different colour. It'll also match when you see red on the golf course.
When the club's flying through the air.
Exactly.
If you like the feel of that, I mean, they within that range there, they have there's red, there's purple, there's that bright blue, there's orange, there's black. Or there's the standard one, the standard Cleveland one comes on them again. That's the it's a Lampkin grip, very similar to what that is.
And that's the
standard stock grip that comes for Cleveland.
And then there's the
or you have that type of one there as well too. I think
are you kind of going for the grippier the better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
I don't like wearing a glove.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So I don't. It's just something.
I think
So
that's not bad. That's not more something a little bit more tackier.
The more texture, the better. Yeah.
More gripping the hand more. So
Yeah.
But
yeah, I like that better.
so basically the most ribbed for his pleasure you can find.
Here. For something that's a little tackier, I would say that there.
Like always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, that just comes in the black. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Not there's just
Too
I
sticky.
guess too smooth.
Too smooth, yeah.
If you don't wear a glove,
a wee bit of wearing that at all, it'll start to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be scrubbing those literally every week with soapy water to keep them.
Now you tell me. I haven't done mine yet. I've had them a year.
What?
That's where we're going wrong.
Okay.
So we'll go with
that's
the lamp and
chosen then?
cross line. Now we're just going to look at size. So again, just if you take a dress for me, Johnny, and I'm just literally just going to put my head in. Yeah, because your fingers are just resting on your you call it part of your hand, your palm, your sole, palm of your hand. You can see there, just nicely. There's no overlap and there's no pressure on there. So take a dress again. I'm just going to feel for a bit of. There's no real tension in your forearm there at all. So yeah, so you're standard. So you are.
So standard width.
Standard width.
Yeah.
What we do sometimes, goes standard mid-size jumbo. Jumbos are huge.
Yeah.
Mids.
Ernie Els jumbo.
Yeah, mids are generally standard grip. If you had 4 or 5 layers of tape under a standard grip, that would take it up the mid-size.
Yep.
And you're starting to get the eight kind of layers for if you're going that way for jump. That's just the difference in it. When we're doing some fittings at times, some people's hands just aren't mid. They're maybe in between a wee bit, so we'll just get extra layers of tape put on. But you're fine there. One layer grip tape. Again, some people will do 2-3 layers of tape on them to kind of get them in between standard and mid-size. So you can make it that personal. And again, some folk as well will be, you can have this and have 3 layers in the top, 2 layers in the rest. Again, they want a wee bit more in their hand. Again,
it's all about feel.
It's all about feel. Yeah. It's what going on in their own game. They're trying to adjust grip sometimes to make this a bit fatter. It's not making their grip as strong. So you're basically there. You're standard. So overall, we're going for 54 and a 58. We'll bend the 54 to 53. We're going to go mid bounce. We're going modus tour, nip-on modus tour 105 stiff, 1/4 inch short, standard lie.
And the head is? Because I've forgotten, I can't remember what you said.
What heads?
I can't remember. So many heads out there, you have to go and have a look.
Oh, the Cleveland head?
That's Cleveland head.
The Cleveland 588 RTX 3.0 is the head, sorry.
No wonder I couldn't remember.
And that's your specs. Now the other bit comes in. What finish we want to have the head in.
Oh.
So we have.
So do you want? So it's matte and
there's
dark
a matte black. Comes in that. It comes in tour satin, or it comes in the raw finish,
like a bronzy kind of.
So this starts off when you get them, they come in a lovely bronzy colour, and then they start to tarnish and rust. They don't go as rusty as some other brands. Some other brands go really rusty, and there you see that there's a bit of dirt on it there from just from had it outside. But that's
so it's the bronzy,
so it's the bronzy,
the silvery, and the dark
matte black, yeah.
Like the silvery.
Silver.
What's the proper name for that?
Tour satin.
Tour satin.
Tour satin.
Okay.
Tour satin.
Tour satin is
I think a lot of folk go off this because it weighs. You start to see a lot of wear on it.
But that's good because you can see where you're
hitting the ball. Exactly. You can, yeah. So tour satin.
Tour satin.
Tour satin it is. That's us.
And then so you make them on site here.
No. I'll order these directly from Cleveland or from Strixon. They'll be built. There's generally a 5 to 7 working day turnaround on them.
Okay.
So they'll be here might be here the end of the next week, could be here middle of the following week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Job done. Excellent. And if anyone wants more details, just Clubhouse on the net.
Yeah, you can get us on www.theclubhouseni.com.
Yep.
Get us on Facebook at The Clubhouse. Get us on Twitter at The Custom Club. Or you can give us a call here on 02893 342593 or 07732 488 642.
And Johnny, did you expect there to be such a sort of level of goings on now?
Definitely not. I was sort of expecting to come down, hit a few balls, and
there's your wedge, and off you go.
Well, that type of thing, yeah. Very informative morning. There's so much that club golfer does not understand what they're playing with and stuff like.
Well, enjoy your pride.
Thank you very much, folks. Morris, thank you.
Robin. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Morris. Thank you. Thanks, Johnny.